What's up, Internet? It is that time of year again, Bomber Week, where I play one of the 3 Bomberman games on the N64 all the way through, and I guess it's now for your entertainment because this is the second one I've had to record, so we'll just let the story go by. This is the 3rd Bomber Week in the cycle, because of course there were 3 on the N64. Not many people know that, some just think there were 2, but there was a 3rd one, and it was Bomberman 64, the second attack, what we're going to be playing this week. Most people don't know this game exists, mainly because it is very rare and very expensive. For perspective, and I'm really hoping I'm not jinxing this by saying this, but I just spent like 2 hours trying to get my N64 to run this, so I'm hoping it's not dying because I can't afford to replace it, but I'm really hoping it's not the cartridge because I really can't replace it. Like, one copy of Bomberman 64 The Second Attack, if you can find it, will typically cost you about the same as 5 N64s. So, yeah, not common. It's up there with, like, Harvest Moon 64 and, like, Conker's Bad Fur Day. I think it might be a little bit rarer. And, we're just getting a little prelude. This is what the background should look like, by the way. But in a second, you'll see that it doesn't. And we have a far more awful-looking background. This is the background you get if you complete the game with the good ending, and, it's like the original Bomberman 64s. And that makes a lot of sense because this is the sequel to Bomberman 64. As you can see, it's got the story mode, battle mode, it's got custom Bomberman, and yes, you can use custom Bomberman in battle mode, not in story mode. I wish you could. That was the one thing I wanted in this game that they just didn't do. And unlike Bomberman Hero, it does in fact have multiplayer. In fact, it's got like the best multiplayer in Bomberman. I think, anyway. But, so, the deal is, I'm going to try this week to get the good ending in Bomberman Second Attack. Now, there are 8 levels in Bomberman Second Attack, and in order to get the good ending, you just have to complete all 8 levels. You can beat the game before completing all 8 levels, or alternatively, you can complete all 8 levels, but screw up a very important fight later on, and you'll get the bad ending. So, I'm really under pressure not to cock up that one fight, but, that's quite a ways away for now. In some news, I'm running this on a newer controller than last year's awfulness. Go see how awful my controller was in that video, but this controller's a utter piece of crap, but it at least has a somewhat responsive controller, or control pad, which is important in controlling your character. And we're going to get eaten by a black hole, which is a 2D thing with a 3D suction-y texture on top of it, which is interesting. But, despite this being a direct sequel to the original Bomberman 64, this game actually has very little to do with it. I mean, there is a total of 2 characters related to Bomberman 64 in this game. There's Bomberman, and then there's a character we'll meet later. I'm not joking, that's it. If it wasn't for the fact that it uses somewhat similar adventuring puzzle-solving mechanics, it would be a completely different game. And this is a game that makes me still wish that games like this were being made. Like, seriously, Bomberman was the best on the N64, and this one cements it without question. And we got just a little bit more exposition, talking about soldiers who captured us and stuff. Grabbed the Firestone, so now we can't use our bombs because they are powered by it, and stuff. And we're intermittently passing out in the dungeon of wherever the hell we are, along with the giant egg we tried to rescue. Because, well, that's the plot. That egg will be very important any second now, and then probably won't be important for a while later. But, important egg of plot importantness, also justification for second player character. For the egg hatches, and we meet Pommy for the first time, who was later reused in like every Bomberman game since, and he was renamed to a Charabon instead of a Mimic, and then they just used all his various forms. But he started in this game, and he's actually kind of interesting. He's basically worthless until you spend some time with him. I'll just say that. I want to keep some stuff secret for a little while anyway. But he's the second player character, and you can control him with the second controller. I won't be doing that because I'm one person. There is one room later on where I will be doing that, because if you don't, that room is not impossible, but it's stupid hard, so I'm just going to save myself a massive headache and just grab a second controller, my old broken one, and try and maneuver him around to solve a quick puzzle, just to save my ass some time. One of the things about this game is, while there's only 8 levels, they're actually relatively large. And while you have unlimited continues, you still start back at like either the start or like the halfway point if you die, if I recall correctly. It's been a while since I played this one. But I remember getting reset a lot sucked, and I remember while you have unlimited continues, if you use more than 3, you lose all your power-ups. Each time. So it kind of sucks a little bit. But unlike the original Bomberman 64, you're not limited to 1 health. Plus 1 extra if you get like a heart power-up. Instead you get like a series of heart tanks which can increase your health. There we go. We got our Firestone back, so now we got our bombs. And the fact that we have the Firestone from the start of this mission actually trivializes a part that is later completely different in all the other levels for reasons, but you'll see it when it happens. But yes, it's very similar to Bomberman 64, except much higher production value. You can pump up bombs, you can use them to jump across platforms and stuff. Not a Mimic, he's a Charabon, but I'm Bomberman! Yeah! Arrogant little jerk. Anyway, yeah, so we're not going for 100% here. We're gonna beat all the levels, but 100% would entitle collecting all the hidden custom Bomberman parts in each level. There's like a full suit in each level. In fact, there's one... Oh crap, I can't... there's one in that box up there that you can't get till like after you beat the level, which sucks. But, right now we're very low-powered Bomberman. Killing enemies is basically just random crapshoot and hope for the best. If Pommy's smart, he'll try and attack enemies, but he can't do a ton of... Okay, power up. I'm not sure if I can open it, but there's a door there. And nope, I think there's a custom part in there. And we'll bomb these boxes to see if we can get any more power-ups, because we're going to need them. Now, there's several standard power-ups you're going to see. There's a Flame Up right there, which will, of course, increase your overall damage, which is very useful. There's Bomb Ups, which increase the number of bombs you can place. There's Money, which you need to spend at the shops. There's Speed Ups, Speed Downs. And then there's a few more that are a bit weirder. Like that. That's Food. We're going to leave that alone. That doesn't increase your health. That's for something that'll become far more apparent later on. But there's 3 types of food. There's meat, fruits and vegetables, and like desserts. We're going to try and get exclusively... meat. For very important reasons. So there's some chicken. We'll take that. I'm really hoping I'm remembering correctly. Was it meat or was it vegetables I needed? I think it's meat, because when I was a kid, I was always trying to get the... Woo, I don't want that. I was always trying to get the opposite outcome, and I always got like the one specific one I didn't want, so I think it's like, I always tried to get veggies, so I want meat. And this will be important later on. Now, this level is actually substantially shorter than the rest, for the most part, but part of that's because each level is sort of like its own tutorial, and there's kind of a reason for it. There's some chicken, and, well, again, we'll get to it when we get to it. I'm actually recording this early. Like last year's Bomber Week, I recorded a couple days in advance each episode. This time I'm recording it a few weeks in advance just because I know this one's going to be a slight bit longer than Bomberman Hero. And hopefully infinitely better because it's a better game, although I'm still a crap presenter and things. So it's actually like it's December 1st. Just Cause 3 just came out. I've been playing the shit out of it. And, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna leave that alone. Playing Just Cause 3, that's fun. That's fun. Cake, I don't recall what Cake does. I know it's part of the third food group, so I'm not sure if it screws up what I'm trying to do, though. So we'll leave it alone for the moment. Ah, Bomb Kick. Useful. Now I can do that, and I can make enemies drop items, as well as make them drop when they're killed. Anyway, I've been playing some Just Cause 3. I'm really impressed with it, I gotta say. Like, for the most part, it's more of the same, but Just Cause 3 is a very good game, and more importantly, it addressed pretty much all the problems that I felt Just Cause 2 had. Like, the biggest thing is, in Just Cause 2, eventually you would lose momentum very quickly with your parachute. Well, the wingsuit basically completely fixes that, so that's nice. The only things I don't like are, it seems like there's less stuff in this game, or in Just Cause 3 compared to Just Cause 2. But that's just my initial impression. And, there's a heart that we don't need. Oh, and the floor stopped falling, that's good. But, the biggest problems are, it feels like there's less stuff, and there's also, brain, come on, words here. The biggest problem is getting drops. While it works now much better because you can order multiple things per resource drop, it's like based around resource management, so you only get like X number of abilities to drop per X amount of time. And now we're about to see why having the bombs trivializes this a little bit. Because boss fight! Now here's the deal. Most of the bosses, okay, who am I kidding? All the bosses in this game are bombers that are powered up by like the specific elements of the bomb. So this guy is Fire Bomb guy. Now the thing is, we have the Fire Jewels, so when we beat him, we get nothing. Later on, we'll get a bunch of other stuff. But right now, he's basically worthless because we already have his power. He's also a very, very easy fight. I think he's only got like 2 or 3 different moves. Relatively easy. Here's the thing about Pommy. Pommy will not fight in boss fights. Like, even if you got him controlled, he will cower in the corner. So it's up to player 1 to beat him, which is fine by me. But bosses later on, they get significantly harder. Like this guy, I think he only has like 2 or 3 moves that'll do like 1 damage each. Later on, at about the halfway point, bosses will start... Oh yeah, they can disable your remote control. That's a little annoying, but bosses can start getting like 1-hit KO moves. And there's one that can like 1-hit KO move you, as well as like paralyze you. So of course those are going to follow hand in hand, which is fun. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, that's not good. And you can get knocked out by your own bombs, which sucks. There's also ones that get like 3 1-hit KO moves, where like their entire arsenal of moves are 1-hit KOs, which sucks. But, been playing Just Cause 2. Finished Fallout 4. And I felt that was horribly disappointing. Mainly because they completely trivialized the story. There we go. Boss is dead. Like, they do the Fallout New Vegas thing where the story stops like halfway through and then just getting to the ending is relegated to doing a bunch of odd jobs for whatever faction. Moreover, they try and make each faction seem kind of grayscale, but it's done so incredibly clumsily that every single faction just seems like a bunch of assholes, and I just didn't want to help, like, any of them. But I had to get an ending. Like, honestly, I've gotten all the endings at this point. The ending I like the best is the one where I go with, like, what would be conventionally considered the enemies. Like, the bad guys. Like, their ending seems like the closest thing to a good ending. But it's just like... they don't ever address anything you've done. They're like, okay, you side with these guys, this is their immediate action that is literally the last thing that happens when you play the game. That's it. Like, they don't ever touch on any of your other actions, they don't touch anything else. Like, they did so many cool things, like, they got rid of morality, and instead just sort of had a local, sort of rating thing, which was kind of neat. But there's just so much wrong with it. Like, they got rid of all the unique weapons in that game. Like, I've found, like, 4 unique weapons. This is Lilith, by the way. Yeah, she's cute. She's got a nice name, too. That's what my, lead female character for my first game was also named. I like the, name Lilith. I think it's pretty. Anyway, there are so few unique weapons, and that's a big thing. I like all the unique weapons in Fallout. Fallout 4 had like 4. You had the alien blaster, which I'll give you props. You can actually have it set up so it doesn't use energy cells anymore, which means you can effectively use it after you run out of alien cells. That's nice. You've got the shish kebab. You've got a giant cannon, and then you've got a unique weapon. They literally tease you at the dead start of the game. And in fact, when I first saw that, I was initially thinking, well, if they've got the balls to tease me with this kick-ass unique weapon so early, there's gotta be like hundreds out there. They just gotta be littered everywhere. No. No. And I think the thing is, they were just so focused on the modding system, which is pretty half-assed, to be honest, that there's no room for unique stuff, because I guess by logic it's like, well, everything's unique because it's all modded specifically, and it's like, yes, but I can get better modded stuff just as random drops, and the modded stuff really isn't all that special, and I'd really just prefer some unique weapons, please. But they don't give me unique weapons, instead I get more of the same things, and it's just lame, because there's so few weapons that are actually, like, neat and cool and worth having. And unique weapons was always one of the biggest things in Fallout to me. Like, that's part of why one of the best DLCs in, like, ever was, Old World Blues. Because, like, literally everything in that was unique. It was so cool. All the enemies, all the items. It was all unique. It was cool. Strawberry, I want to leave that alone. I'm gonna grab the kebab. I'm not sure if that's meat or dessert or something, but we're gonna grab it and hope for the best. Because we definitely need the meats. Also, just pointing this out, it's kind of obvious, but this is the only Bomberman game on the 64 where bombs have a cross-shaped explosion pattern. All the rest have circular explosion radiuses. Whereas this one's doing it old school. Which is... I mean, it's such a small thing, but it's kind of neat all the same, I think. Chicken. So yeah, Fallout 4 was kind of a whiff. Playing Just Cause. I think Just Cause might be my favorite, this current gen game, I guess. I hate referring to it as the current gen. Like, we are like, what, 4 years into the current gen at this point, and we still have, like, nothing good. That's bullshit. In fact, that's seriously hurting my ability to make a Game of the Year list this time. So I'm trying to be really creative with how, Game of the Year works. But... yeah, that's, oh, I gotta kill this guy. I don't want to kill this guy. I was happy running past him. That room reminds me of a room in Tales of Symphonia. Just a random errant thought. Anyway, we'll blow these guys up. If you jump off the top side of the rail right there, you will land right above where you start, and you can get a custom Bomberman piece. And you can go in that shed near the start that I pointed out, where you can also get a custom Bomberman piece. Although, we don't really need to do either, because I've already got all the custom pieces. And the reason why I'm not even going after the custom pieces is because there is one specific one. It's awful. It's on, I think the 4th level. The 4th one I'll do anyway. 3rd or 4th. And it basically requires you to go straight up a vertical wall using only bombs. And you can do it, but the way you're supposed to do it basically requires, like, computer-like precision to do so. It sucks. Go away, Pommy. Oh, come on. I need more meats. If I can get more meats, then maybe I can get that really cool thing I want to do. Cantaloupe, that's a power or speed down. We don't want that. I'll grab that. I'll grab the speed up. I'm gonna avoid that because I don't want to grab the cantaloupe. And we're actually very close to the end of the world. Like right outside this level, right outside this room, there's one more room, and that's it. Now I know what you're saying. These levels are short. How can there only be like 8 of them? Well, this one is like a quarter the size of the rest. That's being really, really generous for one of them. There's one that's like super long just because it's annoyingly shaped, and there's one that's significantly smaller, but it's got really hard puzzle design, so... Oh crap. Oh crap. That's bad. I don't care. I know what exactly is in that box. The thing that's in that box is a custom Bomberman piece. That's it. I already have it. I don't care. Okay, now we gotta go press that button like 2 rooms back, and we will then have the ability to leave. Which is good, because I'm running out of things to talk about. I'm excited, though, because Friday Xenoblade Cross comes out. That's nice, anyway. Because I'm a big fan of Xenoblade. I think it's... Unlike a lot of people, I don't think it's the best Wii game, but I think it's probably top 5 easy. Like, I know what my favorite Wii game is, and it's not Xenoblade, but Xenoblade is damn close. Ooh, I don't want to die. Meat! Need the meat. I think I have enough meat now, which is good. Better not grab that. I don't know if grabbing vegetables cancels out a meat or anything, but I know they come in different sizes. So, like, you saw strawberries and bananas and then cantaloupes. They're like +1, +2, +3. Oh, shit. Oh, well. I think I've got enough meat, so it should be okay. I hope. Anyway, we go through that room and we finish the level. There's like one little bit we gotta do in that room and then it's done. But the neat thing is, like, the last bits in the room and like all the bits after the boss are basically tutorials on learning new mechanics that get introduced in that level, which is kind of neat. I really enjoy that. And I gotta remember, because there is a story about this game I want to tell, but given how little time we have left, I don't want to tell it now, I don't think. So I'll hopefully hold on and do it tomorrow. And hopefully some more stuff I want to show about this game will show up. Anyway, this is the generator room. This is the last room in every level, except the last level, of course, where it's finished with a boss fight. And the goal is to blow up those little spire things, and Pommy's a coward, so he freaks out. And when we destroy those spire things, we destroy the shield covering that thing, we break that thing, we beat the level. That's how this works. And by doing that, we can apparently leave the black hole we got sucked into, apparently. At least, assuming all we've been taught is true, except we lose our remote control and enemies show up. But again, this is basically just some basic puzzles and further understanding of what you know about the mechanics you've learned in this level, which in this case is very basic stuff. That's one thing I just realized about this game. Unlike Bomberman 64, there is no camera control. It's all like director's choice stuff. Huh. I mean, it's not a big thing, but that's kind of neat. Oh yeah, I remember, press R button, you can make your bomb stop. And you can bounce them on the heads of stupid things and get yourself killed in the process. Because I'm stylish like that. I got so much stuff I gotta do this month. Like, I've got like reviews and Borg, of course, but then I've got Game of the Year list, I got Bomber Week, then I've got a ton of like family stuff, and I gotta worry about paying my bills because I'm starting to run low on money, which sucks. I wonder if I can make that shot from here. Aw. I think I could if I could land it on that box. Let's see. If I get style points. Style points! Yeah! I know what I'm doing. I'm the Bomberman master. And we broke the thing. Yay! The thing broke. And that is pretty much the end of the level. There's a little bit more story stuff we'll get, and we will get in every level, although this one I think is a bit special. I'm not sure if there's an extended cutscene or not, just because of story stuff. But, yeah, we blew up the thing, and you're useless. Hopefully you'll be less useless in the future. Although I'm not wildly hopeful about it. But you will help me in that one room that's kind of a bitch, so... somewhere along the lines, Pommy, I feel no remorse for disliking you. Also, I think it's important to take note of something, because I don't think it happens, but see these spaceships? These little gray spaceships over there that have a really kick-ass emblem on them? I'm pretty sure outside of this cutscene you don't ever see any more of them. Which is a bit weird. But, yeah, this has been the Fire World. The prison Alcatraz, where we were stuck, trapped in a black hole of awfulness and tutorial dumb, but now we're gonna go steal a spaceship because, you know, Grand Theft Intergalactic Vehicle. We were already thrown in jail, why not? Yes, he will make it better! That's the important thing, just remember. Betterness was promised. And boy howdy does he deliver. Also, we can't fly this thing to save our life. But, yeah, that's the end of the first of 8 levels in Bomber Week 2015, where we play the rarest Bomberman on the N64. I believe there's a little bit more exposition up ahead, and that's just story stuff. I'll leave that for you, though.